Hey guys, welcome back to Grover's Home, and I'm about to ship a whole bunch of orders, and so I'm going to show you what they actually sold for, because sometimes what we think they'll sell for and what they actually sell for are two different things, and sometimes they sell really quickly and sometimes they don't. So this kind of gives you an idea of some brands to look out for, and also just what it's like being an eBay reseller. It's not all rainbows and sunshine some days. So let's start off with, this is a Grandeur Noel. It's a Mary from the Nativity set. A while ago, I was picking up individual pieces of nativities when I would see them at the thrift store to just resell them as like a replacement piece. I got this one for $1. It sold for 10, but it sat for like a year and a half. So these just sit forever when they're an individual piece like this. It is great that they're going to somebody that needs to replace it, so it doesn't just get trashed. But thrift or for reselling wise, it's just not profitable enough for me to do it. Like morally, I don't like leaving them behind because I don't want them to get broken or thrown away when somebody could use them, but I just can't keep picking them up because they sit forever. So I won't be picking these up anymore. I'm kind of getting rid of the last ones I have, but it was still a good profit. It just sat for too long on that one. Another thing that I don't really pick up anymore is Tupperware. This one's a cute little canister. I bought it for like $1 and it sold for 9, so still a good profit on it. Not bad overall. You can't pick up stuff if it's not worth your time. And this isn't worth my time and my money anymore. They're just not selling as great. Not that high dollar kind of sales. Speaking of another sale, this one was Jason's. So this one was only 75 cents. We thought it was something it wasn't. I think he thought it was like a Melissa and Doug type of set. But when I started researching it, it's an Amazon wooden doll house set. And it was missing like a figure and a couple of the furniture pieces, so it wasn't quite complete. It still sold for $13, which is good overall. It's not bad. It's just, it wasn't like an amazing sale. But it sold pretty quickly. I think I only had it listed for like 2 months, so not too bad on it. All right, it has been a horrible ski season out here in the West. We did not have snow. The ski resorts opened and kind of had to like semi-close. They had to close off runs, and they finally opened. All the runs aren't really open that ski. It's just icy. So nobody's really skiing. Nobody's coming into town to ski. And so it's just the ski equipment's not selling great this year. I do have these Solomon snowboard boots. These sold, they're actually going back east. Usually these would sell a lot quicker and for a lot more money. I only paid like $3 for them a year ago. They are a little dingy, but not bad at all. And they sold for $30. So luckily back east is getting a little snow and people want them there. Otherwise, they're just not moving out west, and they normally do a little better. I normally get excited. I will say, if you don't know anything about snowboard boots, this is what you look for. It's called a boa. So this is like a cinch here. Any of the boots that have a like you actually have to physically tie them, you will not sell those. They will not sell for like very much money at all. Nobody wants those anymore now that the boas are there. So usually snowboard boots have an internal and an external one with cinch on them. So you'll want to test both of them at the thrift store or wherever you're buying them before you actually buy them so that you know they work. You don't want to buy ones, get them home and realize that they're broken. Boas are not easy to replace. And where new snowboard boots cost a lot, people are very willing to pay $30, $40 for used ones online. They're a little harder sometimes to sell just because you have to find the person that wants that style and that size. Sometimes they'll just take whatever snowboard boot they can get if they're in their size. So it's not too bad. I still will pick them up if they are a good price for them. It's worth having them. So like $3 I lucked out on those ones. Usually they're now like $6 or $10 a piece, but still at $10, $30 would have been great. I think I had them listed for 40 something. I got the offer for 30 and I went ahead and took it. So, and these are always a funny one. This is a Build-A-Bear. This one's a wizard. He has like a little owl. Build-A-Bears really sell well. They're one of the only stuffies that I kind of go after. I keep trying to will into existence a Jellycat every time I go to the thrift store. I wish I could find a Jellycat. I cannot find Jellycats. I don't know if we're just in an area that doesn't have it, if I haven't noticed them or what, but one day I'll find a Jellycat and you'll see it on my YouTube. I'm willing it into existence. I'm going to get one. But this guy we paid $2 for, and it sold for $26.99 plus shipping. So Build-A-Bear is a brand that's worth picking up or looking at and seeing if it's a piece that you want. Corningware I don't pick up a lot unless it's a weird pattern or a more unique pattern, and that's what sells it. It doesn't necessarily make it sell for more. It's just the blue like wild or the blue cornflower one, they just don't sell. There's just a lot of them. I think that's what everybody had. But the more unique ones, this one is wildflower. It didn't have a lid, so that's kind of why it didn't sell for as much. But I did only pay $1 for it, and it sold for $10. So not bad. I am picky with my Corningware overall as to what I buy, though. This one was kind of cool. This is Gregorian is the brand, and it's a copper pot. And I looked at it, and it actually had the maker's mark on the bottom when I picked it up at an estate sale. And if there's a maker's mark on anything, then I instantly am like, yes, okay, maybe this is something. So I looked it up and realized it was worth something. It's hand hammered vintage teapot. I put it up for 30 something dollars. I think I only paid like $2 for it, and I sent a coupon on it, and they took it for like 10% off for $28 plus shipping. And this sold within a week. So this sold so fast. It was a good one. I would pick that up again. This one's kind of funny. This one just sold while I was packing stuff up. So I went and grabbed it real quick just to have everything done. This is a platter. It's this ruby red. It's the 1876 Cape Cod collection. I don't pick up a lot of Avon. I just don't. It doesn't sell. The perfume bottles don't sell anymore, that kind of stuff. They used to. I've heard. I never actually was in that craze. But Avon is another brand that I'm very picky with. I ended up with this just in a lot of other glassware. And so I didn't really know what I was getting. It was just kind of a whole bunch of depression glass was what it was listed as that I picked up. So I ended up paying only, I think, like $2 for this platter. So it was a good deal overall. I actually let it sit for quite a while, and then I was like, I'm gonna get it listed. I have like the entire set, but rather than list the entire set, I'm just listing it in pieces. That way people that are collecting it can buy the pieces individually. Trying to sell the whole set, you have to find somebody that doesn't have the set, basically. So I bought it for $2. It sold for $24.99 plus shipping, and I believe this one sold in under a week, so it sold pretty fast. I still have other pieces from the same collection that I'm selling, so hopefully those go just as fast. It'd be great. Nothing's better than a fast return on your money. It's great to get high dollar, but it's great to get money quickly too. All right, this is by far my favorite thing. It's a chips and dip bowl. Lotus is the brand. It's from like 1995. It's so cute. It's a little hot tub with people for the dip, and the chip bowl is like this little swimming pool. And it's in great condition. There was a couple little like chips to the paint, but there was like no overall broken things, which was amazing on this. if you see Lotus, always pick them up. They are worth a lot of money. I've sold this pool before, but it didn't have the dip bowl with it when I sold it. So I was so ecstatic to see both of them. I paid $3 for this, $3 for the pool. So it was $6 overall, and it sold for $100 plus shipping. So it's a great sale, and it sold relatively fast. I think it sold within like 3 weeks. I never thought I would see them in the wild, and this is my second one I've sold. So you never know. It's like Jellycat. I'm trying to will it into existence. One day I'm going to find one. And then I'm going to make a video all about how I have a Jellycat. So let me know in the comments what you guys like, what you want to see more of, and anything you have questions on. Thanks for watching.